touch the sky. In the city of angels, feels like I'm coming home. With my head up in the clouds, I am searching for something, and I'm still hoping. 'Cause I wanna be in, not out, wanna make this all count. Yes, I wanna go crazy now, gonna make this all count. Feeling like a rock star, 'cause tonight I'm getting out of line and it's alright. Feeling like feeling like just as cool as John Wayne in his movies. Feeling like I'm James Dean and I know it. Feeling like feeling like a rock star. Feeling like a rock star. Feeling like a rock star. Feeling like a rock star.
But it's not that easy. You're complicating things for me. No, it's not that easy. Maybe just a little time can heal me, but it doesn't feel the way. What are you doing to me? Why'd you break my heart? Left me in the dark, dark. Why'd you have to go? I don't wanna feel this way. Though I'm broken, I'm still hoping I could be with you. I'm still breathing, it's not easy. I'm just a fool for you. I'm just that stupid. Maybe just a little time can make you change your mind about us. I thought that we were meant to be. Why'd you break my heart? Left me in the dark, dark. Why'd you have to go? I don't wanna feel this way. Though I'm broken, I'm still hoping I could be with you. I'm still breathing, it's not easy. I'm just a fool for you. I'm just a fool for you. I'm just a fool for you. For you. For you.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Tuesday Night Studio Sessions. My name is Sean. I'll be your host. So there's a lot of weird things that happened just now. I plugged in my hard drive, which has some videos and stuff that I want to share with you guys. And all of a sudden it freaked out. So I closed the browser window and then I brought it back up. And all of a sudden I'm live, but nobody's talking back to me. So I checked on YouTube and my intro was still going. So anyway, just really weird glitch thing that just happened. But yeah, welcome to Tuesday Night Studio Sessions. We've got a pretty interesting show tonight. We're going to talk about the new DJI Mavic 3 Pro. We're going to compare it to the 3 Classic and the Mavic 3, but the Mavic 3 I noticed is not available for sale anymore. So it looks like they discontinued the DJI Mavic 3 and replaced it with the Classic and the Pro. So you might be able to get a cheap version of the original 3, maybe even the 3 Cine. Cine. That sounded redneck. I don't know how else to say it though. The Sin, but you might be able to get your hands on one of those for cheap. I am in talks right now with a guy that has an Inspire 2 on Facebook, and I'm thinking about trading a couple Blackmagic cameras for his Inspire 2, and then I might sell my Inspire 1 and a couple other drones, and then get the Mavic 3 Pro. I don't know if I'm going to get the Mavic 3 Pro or just get the Mavic 3 Classic. The biggest benefit for me on what I can see is the 4/3 sensor over everything else I have. And if I buy, and that, I think all 3 of them are the exact same drone, just with different cameras. And then the Cines have hard drives in them. So I don't know. We'll talk through it tonight. We're going to go through the website. We're going to go through some comparison charts. And we'll try to make a decision. Something else we're going to do tonight is we're going to go through the club and we're going to welcome our new members to the club. Super excited. I went on Captain Ray's show last night, and we picked up 2 more members on the club, which is super awesome. So stoked about that. Hopefully we'll get some new perspectives on videos and the projects, and just get some really cool, just get some cool conversations going on. But I really want to broaden my horizons on YouTube and find your channels, find your videos. I want you to critique me. I want to give my tips to you guys. And so we can all grow together. So yeah, I'm going to take a swig of coffee and then we're going to do roll call. How about that? Woo, that's good stuff. All right, so let's hit roll call. I'm going to go through the chat. Eat More Possum was first in line. John Carroll was second, and he said that Eat More Possum he was first, and he was going to win the Mavic 3 Pro. Oh no, Brent said that. So I told Brent that I was going to send him a picture in email. And then I want to address something. Well, Eat More Possum said my new logo looks good, so that's cool. But John Carroll's starting a little trouble in the chat. He said he has to meet someone at 7:15. He'll be back. Heck, I won't start till 7:45, 8 anyway. I think that. So is it 7:45 right now for you, John? I think that is because you're in Eastern. So anyway, I did start on time, even though I did say 7 p.m., but 7 p.m. Central. So anyway, it's not even 7 p.m. Central yet. Y'all are like the the early birds to the show. This is the pre-show. So anyway, Stephen Drones showed up. Dustin from One Vision Aerial is here. What's up, Dustin? Russell Glarium is here. I don't know how to say that. Glarum. I'm going to go with Glarum until I'm corrected. So what's up, Russell? He said that he ordered his Mavic 3 Pro at 9:01 this morning. Right after it was announced. Just waiting for it to be shipped so he can play. Russell, I will be excited to see videos from you on the club with the Mavic 3 Pro. I don't want to see all of the pre-release videos. I don't want to see the all the videos that are monitored by DJI and they have to say certain things. I want to see users using the freaking drone. That's what I want to see. So I would love to see your videos. I don't care how professional they are. I just want to see how well that thing flies, what the image looks out, or what the image looks like through that lens, all that kind of stuff. Let's see who else is in the house. Dewey UAV, Dewey, I don't know how to say that. Dewey UAVP. Welcome to the chat. I want to have to understand that name before I can say it right. So I might need a little clarification, but he says, why do I hurt myself? With EASA laws, this is a no-goer for Ireland. So you can't fly the Pro in Ireland. What are the rules that keep you from flying it there? So who else is here? Charles Gillespie's in the house. What's up? Hope you're having a good night. Let's see who else we got. Who? I'm in the house. Hopefully. Barkley's in the house. 107 Drones. What's up, Barkley? We got to hook up, man. If anything, just go to Satco and get some tacos or something. But I need to meet you. I think you're out in Franklin, so maybe we can go out there somewhere. There's a taco place in the factory that's really good. I don't know if it's still there or not, but they have a Nashville hot taco that's in like a puffy shell. Can't remember the name of that place, but we need to do lunch at least. Let's see who else is in the house. USA Drone Flyer, what's up? Welcome to the chat. Jack Rabbit's in the house. What's up, Jack? Hope you're having a good night. I told you I'd send you my picture, but if you use my avatar that's in the club right now, I think that's a good picture. It gets my hair, gets my face shape. I'm not all sweaty and sunburnt. I know your drawing's in black and white, but Bob Casey's in the house. He put an S on my last name again. Got to get that straight, Bob. I'm not the Ides of March. I'm the Ide of April right now. Who else we got? Andrew. Andrew's in the house. Just Andrew. Like Cher. No last name. Just Andrew. I like it. What's up? Welcome to the chat. I'm going to start guest starring on different people's channels because every time I go to someone else's channel, I get more people, and I love it. And tonight might be a flooded night because of the subject. You know, we finally got a new DJI drone, but I love seeing new faces in here or new chats because I don't really see your face. I love seeing new avatars. So yeah, what time we got? 6:49. So we're going to talk for about 10 more minutes, and then we're going to really start the show. So yeah, let me know in the chat if you guys are planning on getting the new DJI Mavic 3 Pro, and why you want to get it over other drones. I've been looking at the Classic for a while. There was a guy that had a Classic for $1,000 on Facebook, and I almost grabbed it, but then I didn't. And now I'm contemplating. Getting the Inspire 2 from a guy on Facebook. But anyway, I'm on the fence because I love my foldable drones. I love the fact that I can just throw things in my backpack and go flying with it. Oh wait, what are y'all talking about? Taco Bell? No Taco Bell. If you don't like tacos, Barkley, we can go somewhere else. No big deal. Andrew said, Barkley, if you're no on Taco Bell, then you're likely no on White Castle. I think White Castle does something brilliant. I haven't eaten a White Castle in years, but White Castle, if you guys don't know, they're like crystals, and they're like these tiny little square burgers, like sliders almost. And their meat patty is really thin, and it's kind of they're cooked like steamed, kind of on a griddle. But their meat patties have 5 holes in them. And if you think about like a little cookie cutter, and you cut out 5 little holes in a burger patty, and you take all that meat, you can make a whole nother burger patty out of those 5 holes. So anyway, I just think that's brilliant. You can still eat a burger. It doesn't fill you up as much, so you need to buy more. So from a marketing standpoint, I think that's a really cool idea. Bob Casey says, in case you forgot, hit that thumbs up. I appreciate that. We got 12 thumbs up right now. That's pretty awesome. Someone told me, Gary said that I need to get at least 35 for this live stream to like show up on people's pages and stuff like that. So I think that's the case, but I don't know. The new algorithm is just messed up to me. I don't like it. It makes me makes me anxious. I don't want to be anxious on my fun show that I do every week. So I'm not going to pay attention to that. But if you guys want to help the numbers, go ahead. So Dewey says that the Mini 2 and the Air 2S is more than enough for him. Maybe build his own FPV drone next. That's cool. I tried the FPV world, but that made me anxious as well. Tried to keep my drone up in the air. Actually, it didn't totally make me anxious, but like things kept going wrong, and I had to keep putting more money into it. So like a battery would die, or I used the battery too much, so all of a sudden it wouldn't charge, and then I don't know, and then my GoPro thing broke, and just a whole bunch of things happened at the very beginning, and I was like, man, if I have to buy something new every time I fly my drone, it is not a cheap hobby. I thought it was going to be cheaper, but it was not cheaper. It might be cheaper for someone like Maddie that can keep a drone up in the sky, but not me. H4 Services, what's up? Welcome to the chat. So he said I'm assuming that's Inspire 2 breaks, I'll probably get the Mavic 3 Cine. The L3 is okay, so i3, so that's Inspire. Yeah, the Inspire, like my son is going to drive next year. He's 15. He's working on getting his permit right now. And if I bought a $16,000 drone and then couldn't afford to buy him a car, my priorities would not be in the right place. So I'd be a bad father if I spent all of our money on a drone and I couldn't buy him a car. So yeah, I think the Inspire has, like, I've been in the place where I've been able to buy pro cameras and pro drones in the past, but now pro has gone to another level. So I can't afford that anymore. Scott, Sean's ignoring us. What am I ignoring? What did you say? Maybe it's about Taco Bell. So Andrew said, think about what I can use the drone for. Mark White's in the house. What's up? All right, we got a lot of new people here tonight. I better do some stretches. Get all Sean on you. All right. So it's 6:55. I think the first thing I want to do is I want to show everybody the club. Since we've got a lot of new viewers in here tonight, the link that is pinned on the chat. It's also, wait, dang it, it's right down there. So it says join the club, club.seanhydestudios.com. That is the club that I talked about on Ray's channel last night. It's just kind of like a Facebook without the faces, if that makes sense. It's a place that we can come on or go online and upload. It's not, you can't upload, but if you've got like a YouTube channel and you want to promote your channel to other people, you can put your links on the club and then other flyers will see it. It's a great way to get subscriptions for your channel, get people to show up to your live stream, stuff like that. But there's quarterly contests where we'll just come up with a project. So we've done fall colors, we've done planes, trains, and automobiles, we've done decay, we've done liquid. And so let's take liquid, for example. Project Liquid, your video just had to have some liquid in it. We've got some rules to keep it fair. So like 3 minutes long. So in the past, we had some videos that were like 30 seconds and then some videos that were like 6 minutes long. And some of the viewers didn't think that was fair. So we've got a time limit, time range on the video. It has to have liquid in it. And it has to be something new. It has to be something that you created this quarter for this project. So with liquid, something that I did was I just got a new GoPro back then, and I had a max lens on it. And so I went out to the creek and I shot just a lot of really cool video of the water going by and then leaves floating down the river and doing stuff like that. We had Bob Casey had beautiful fall colors up in Kentucky. And so he flew over over Kentucky and kind of where he's from. And there's beautiful, beautiful fall colors. Trying to think what else. This last one, Steven Drones, he flies a lot of broken down warehouses, silos and stuff like that. And so he went over this warehouse that was just destroyed from a fire, I believe. And then there was just a bunch of decay. And so it was Project Decay. I shot pictures of like an old barn. Someone else, I believe it was John, did some old rusty tractors. Dustin flew over some like old barns that were kind of falling over and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun to get kind of, you get kind of stuck like, okay, I'm going to go out to the ballpark and fly it again, or I'm going to go out and, fly the field, or I'm going to take some video of my city. But it's an interesting way to look at your city, where you're from a different perspective, and then share it with everybody else. So I'm going to share the screen and show you guys what the club looks like. So this is the club. It looks a lot like Facebook. It's got kind of my style all over it. But if you're a part of the club, then you can come on as a guest on my channel. So I'll put a link every week of the guest link to the chat, and it'll be on here. And it's for site members only. So you have to be a site member to see that. I know a lot of other channels have like Patreons, but I didn't want to charge you guys for anything. If you'd like to help out the channel, there's these areas over here. I'm a graphic designer, so here's merchandise. So there's Sean Eyed Studio shirts, there's drone shirts, hats, stuff like that. And then AV Club stuff. And then if you're just going to go shopping and you're going to go to Amazon, if you click on any of these links over here, so if you click on this, it'll go straight to Amazon. But it's got my code up there. So if you go shopping on Amazon, then it'll help support me. The other things we got going on in the chat or in the club is these are all of our members. And we can show you guys who all's joined the club. We got Adrian Mateo, Alex is in there, Brent, Bob, another Brent, Brian, Bud, Captain Joe, Charles Gillespie, Chris Hope, Chuck Kovac. So we've got a lot of really cool people. There's Gary, Jack Rabbit joined. He's one of our newest members. I think he's our very newest member. So if you're club members, go say nice things to him on the club. So Jack Rabbit, Captain Joe, Emmanuel Rios, they are our new members as of this week and maybe last week. So yeah, Maddie's on here, Mel's on here. Haven't talked to Mel in a while. I need to reach out to him. That guy's on here. Oh, by the way, Jack Rabbit, if you just want to use this picture, I don't know how to get to that picture. But yeah. Yeah, I'll post the picture so you can grab it. But another thing we have over here is we have groups. And on the groups, our latest competition is going to be Project Flipped. And so I'll read the instructions. And so the assignment for April through June is Project Flip. Winner gets a t-shirt of his or her choice. So these shops over here, you can get a t-shirt. If you win, you can pick a t-shirt and then I'll buy it and I'll send it to you. Got to be a member of the AV Club. You have to have something flipped or reversed in your video. And I've got examples like upside down, mirrored, reversed. Must be 3 to 3 minutes long. Must be fresh. Only one submission per person. And you must put the link in this group. So to give you guys kind of an example, sorry, I just got distracted on what's going on in the chat. So Andrew said, what is the picture behind me? So that is an Apple TV wallpaper, or sorry, screensaver. So it's just a bunch of different drone shots. So it'll, yeah, it just cycled through another video. So I believe that is in California. There's the Hollywood sign way up there. And then there's that place that everybody does their YouTube videos. Planetarium or whatever. So, all right, I'll go back to what I was talking about. I got distracted. All right. So with that, John Carroll has posted the first video in Flipped. And so I want to show that video right now. This is taken with his DJI Mini 2. And hopefully this music is not copyrighted. I love the time lapse. Actually, I'll turn the audio down and I will talk over it just in case it's copyrighted. So I love the time lapse that we got going on here. I love time lapses at night because you get to see kind of the light trails. If you look at the cars, that you can see them. You can see the movement of the cars. You've got blurs, but then you can see all the restaurants. The restaurants aren't blurring because they're not moving. And I think that's really cool. But you got to ask yourself, what is flipped about this video? Oh, there's the flipped. So he's turned this video into a kaleidoscope, and I think it's really, really cool. This is one of those videos that is kind of trippy. I love how the roads kind of touch each other and create like a kind of a container for what looks to be like rooms to go or something. Flying upside down, I think that's really, really cool. And I hinted at this kind of video with the thumbnail and the banner of the group, but that is his video, and I think that's really cool. We got to show that on Captain Ray last night, and it was a great way to talk about the club. And then now I'm going to share my video that I've been working on. But this is what crashed my actually, yeah, I'm just going to play the video. So this video was done. I'm just going to turn the buzzing off. Oops. And so this video was taken with the Insta360 Sphere on the DJI Air 2S. And what I did was I basically put the skies together. So I smushed the skies down and I kind of blurred them together. And now I'm doing like a planet video with my flipped. So it's not done, but this is something that this is a concept that I'm playing around with. Also, this isn't a fresh video, so I got to redo it anyway. But I was just playing around with it to see what I could do. So, man, we got all kinds of people in here tonight. What's up, Coast to Coast? Welcome. I don't think I've missed anybody. I got H4, I got Mark. I think I got USA Drone Flyer. But there are a couple things in this video that come together. They just happen to come together. I like the cars on the road that kind of meet at times. But I think this is where it's at. When the two ballparks come together, I think it's really cool. Oh, wait, no, that's not it. Wait, maybe it is it. Like everything just kind of aligned right here. I thought that turned out really, really cool. And I think that would be the case of everything that I fly at. This was an automated flight done with DroneLink. And I did it at 5 miles an hour. So it's moving over everything pretty slow. Yeah, and then right here is the money shot of this beautiful ballpark that has like AstroTurf and red roofs, and like I thought this thing was pretty cool. I love this shot right here where there's like the planet and then there's like this container. I think that's it. Yep, that's it. So I was having a little fun today, playing around with that video. I had something like that in mind, and then when I saw John's video, I was like, oh, he had kind of the same idea. So um, anyway, I'm playing around with the proof of concept. It's not totally done. Like I really just turned it in. I combined the videos and then I turned it into a planet, and then I wrote in for the 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I rotated at 720 degrees on 2 axes. So it basically spun around twice, this way and that way. I don't know how to show you all that. But yeah, so if you're new to the channel, join the club and get started on making a cool flippy video. And I will put all your flipping videos on the channel. So yeah, if you're not subscribed to John Carroll, go ahead and do that. I feel like everybody is. But yeah. So now I think it's time to talk about the thumbnail. Why you're all here, probably. Maybe. So I'm going to share. I'm going to share. I hate when people say they're going to share their screen, so I'm not going to say that. All right. So first of all, I want to talk about the DJI Mavic 3 Pro. It was released today at 9:01 or 9 this morning. There are several different versions, but the big thing about this drone is it's got 3 lenses on it now. So the original Mavic 3 had 2 lenses. It had a micro four thirds, and then it had a zoom lens that was only like 1 1/3 sensor instead of a 4/3 sensor. And if you guys don't know what a sensor is, it is basically it's like a chipset that light is recorded on. So the bigger the square that light is recorded on, the better quality and the more pixels it's grabbing. Okay. So in the art world, we talk about like dots per inch. Pixels per inch on a 1-inch sensor is bigger. I think a 1/1.3 is a little bit bigger than a 1-inch sensor. And then you've got your micro four thirds sensor, which is a lot bigger. So the big camera on all 3 of the Mavic 3s is the good camera. And then the zoom cameras are okay. And when I say okay, they're at the same quality of the original DJI Mavic Pro, which was a good drone at the time. Okay. So basically what you've got now is you've got 3 different cameras in the sky at the same time. 2 of them, one is really far zoom, one is a medium zoom. I think it's a 3 times. We're going to go through all the specs. And then one is a wide angle lens, but a micro four thirds wide angle lens, which is very good. Okay. And to give you a perspective, my my best Autel drone, the Autel 2 Pro, I think it's just the Pro, but it's a 6K camera and it has a 1-inch sensor on it. Okay. Inspire 1 had the Big Daddy, the really, really expensive camera that went on the Inspire 1. That was a micro four thirds camera. So move forward several years, and now you've got that camera is the main camera on the Mavic. So so there are some people that would benefit from a zoom lens on your drone. It definitely came in handy for me when I was flying my Parrot Anafi. It had a 3 times optical zoom, and then I think it had like a 10 times digital zoom. But my advice is to never ever turn on digital zoom ever. If you're going to zoom in, use Final Cut Pro or Premiere to zoom in, but don't use your drone to digitally zoom into anything or your camera. Just because your computer has a lot more, and your graphics card have a lot more capacity to understand where those pixels need to go. Your drone's up in the air doing a lot of things. Yeah, we're going to go through the specs on this. These are all videos shot with the Inspire. Or sorry, not the Inspire. The DJI Mavic 3 Pro. So yeah, let's go ahead and watch this video. I'm going to mute it. All right, it's muted. So right off the bat, there's the beast that it is. I think it looks amazing. I love what they've done with the, the kind of pie cutting threes and stuff like that. It looks really, really mean and tough. So we've got object avoidance. So we've got sensors all over it. We've got 3 cameras. This is kind of an intro shot of all of the Mavics and how this is the latest one, the Mavic 3 Pro. And they also have a Pro Cine version. So this was shot with the 24 millimeter. This was shot with 106. I'm going to stop talking. It's going too fast. Another thing to note is the 24 millimeter Hasselblad is a 20 megapixel camera. And it takes beautiful, beautiful video. Here's an Asian guy speaking in another language. There are 3 different versions of each drone as well, maybe. But there's the RC and the RC Pro. So I think there's 3 different controllers that come with it. This right here, so the ostriches and the elephants and all that stuff, that's when you'd want to use a telephoto lens. Like this guy's getting right up on that zebra, but or no, that's not a zebra, a cheetah. But he's not distracting the wildlife because he's flying far away and then he's zooming in. Okay. Now this is the 70 millimeter zoom lens, which is kind of a happy medium. It's kind of a middle ground between a really strong zoom lens and then a regular zoom lens. But you can get into the action without getting close to the boat or without knocking this guy off of his tightrope. I wouldn't fly anywhere near that guy. But the 3 cameras have what was that? ProRes support, D-Log support. This is an example of the features that the drone has. where it's got like active track and stuff like that. 43-minute flight time. It's got APAS 5.0, using the sensors to get around trees, poles. This is the focus track, which is not active track. So yeah. So I think that. Oh wait, here we go. Here's the different lenses. So you can get in there and get the action with the zoom lens. I feel like I just need the Hasselblad camera. And I think if I got close enough with the Hasselblad camera, shooting like 5K or 6K or whatever, then I could just zoom in later. So what are y'all saying in the chat? All right. So I'm going to bounce out of that. So I'm going to see what you guys are saying in the chat. So Jim's droning. Oh, what's up, Jim? I haven't said hi to you tonight. What's up? He said, too much for me to need another zoom camera. Mavic 3 is fine. So he's got the Mavic. He's got the original Mavic 3. John Carroll says he's not getting the Mavic. He's not getting the 3 Pro to get another camera. What else we got? Jackrabbit's going to sell his left kidney. His freaking kidney. So John uses his drones for work, mainly for mapping and, man, that's hard to say. Photogrammetry? I don't know how to say that word. So if it was like photogrammetry. I don't know how to say that. I'm embarrassing myself. I think the Hasselblad camera would be more than enough for that. Just because we've been mapping for years with one camera on our drones. I don't know how good the zoom camera will help, because you still have to, like, with mapping, you've got to overlap. So I would think the wide angle lens would be better for overlapping than zooming in. So Charles said, just get the Mavic 3 Classic. And that's what I'm contemplating. I think I'm going to get the Mavic 3 Classic. I really think that's going to be my next drone. But cheers to everybody that's getting the Mavic 3 Pro. No judgment. Jealous. So this is what DJI is saying about it. Mavic 3 Pro is a triple camera drone that unlocks new shooting perspectives, allowing you to embrace creative freedom further, capture fascinating scenery, explore photographic storytelling, and make cinema masterpieces. Now, I will say with the photo, a telephoto lens would be great for a photo. All right, Charles said how to say it. Photogrammetry. Here's how to say it. Oh, wait. Thanks, Charles. I do think the zoom has its place, but as far as filming, I feel like you can get close enough with the wide angle. So there's a Hasselblad 4/3 CMOS sensor in the bottom camera. Then the dual telecameras, there's a 3x and a 7x. All three cameras support Apple ProRes, which is what I use to edit in Final Cut Pro with. And then 43-minute max flight time. Now I think the other ones were 6 minutes because the camera was like, this has three lenses in it, whereas the other ones have more flight time because they have less weight on them. And I think for me, the being able to put a light on it or put a 360 camera maybe on it, I feel like this is almost maxed out with this big lens. Oh, I got my psychedelic mouse going on. Nice. It's got omnidirectional optical sensing. So it's got sensors here. It's got sensors on the back. It's got a sensor on top, or it has something on top, and then 2 on the bottom. And you can fly 15 kilometers away with the HD video transmission. So that's pretty awesome. So Dewey said, large lens equals bug splatter galore. Yeah, hopefully your blades will keep all the bugs away from it. I saw a video one time where a guy took a Phantom, it was probably a 3 maybe, and he was taking down a hornet's nest on inside of his house. I think I saw it on Ken Heron's channel. But yep, bugs are always an issue. I've always got bug guts somewhere on my drone. All right. Unrivaled tri-camera flagship imaging. All right, so we already learned about the 4/3 sensor. It's a 20 megapixel camera. It's got an f-stop of 2.8 to 11. So 11, everything is in focus. Then we have a 1/1.3 inch sensor, 70 millimeter, 3 times optical zoom, and it just has an f2.8, and it's a 48 megapixel camera. So let's go back here. So this is only a 20 megapixel camera, but it has a way better sensor. Interesting. So this one, the 70 millimeter is meant for photos. And then there's a 1/2 inch sensor, which is a crappy sensor. I feel like that's a crappy sensor. It might not be. Maybe that's the original, like the Mavic 2 zoom, or it might be the Mavic 2 zoom camera, actually. 12 megapixels, 28 times hybrid zoom, which is digital, which is crap, but 7 times optical zoom, which is pretty cool. Okay. Gary, I don't care if you're from Canada or not. You need to show up on time. I'm not starting over. Not. So this is a good question. Is it 48 megapixels or just in large pixels? It's whenever they say it's 48 megapixels, it's a 48 megapixel camera. Yeah. Any of the digital mumbo jumbo, I think is mumbo jumbo. But if they put it in writing that it's a 48 megapixel camera, then it's a 48 megapixel camera. I'm not sure how they're getting that. I'm not sure how that camera is better than this one though. So, and it might be their processing, since this has a smaller sensor. Maybe they can process more. This has a bigger sensor, and maybe it's harder to process the video coming into it. But it's interesting that they all have different things on them. I'm going to move past that. So this was shot on the, oh gosh. Yeah, that's beautiful. So if you're interested to see how good of photos these are, you can download the DNGs of these photos. So here's an example of the zoom. So the one on the top left was shot on the 166 millimeter. The top right is a 70 millimeter. So it looks to me like the 70 millimeter is the better, like that's what they're focusing on being a really good camera. But the Hasselblad camera is beautiful. This is architecture. So this is kind of cool. If I didn't want to fly my drone over this water, I could get a nice shot of this lighthouse. Something else that really helps with the telephoto lens is depth. So if you zoom into something, everything else behind it is blurry. Whereas if you took it with the Hasselblad camera, everything is in focus. So you do get some really cool shots with a zoomed in lens. And then here's the wildlife. So on the Hasselblad, you got all these dots over there. With the 166 millimeter camera, you can zoom in on the cows. So that's pretty cool. All right, so Jack Rabbit said, how much space will these photos and videos take? A whole bunch. So when it comes to video, you're really looking at the megabits per second and the resolution. So all three of these cameras will take the same video quality that the 3 Classic took and the 3 Classic takes and the original 3 takes. Okay. Whenever you use the Cine drone and you take raw video, that video takes up a lot more memory and is too fast for an SD card. So that's why there's internal memory in those drones. So those definitely take up more memory because it's a bigger file. But if you're just shooting a 4K video or 5.1K or whatever this takes, that's going to take up the same amount of space as your other 5K video, if that makes sense. Photos are going to be large for photos, but they're not even close to a video file. So if you're used to shooting 4K video on your drone, it's not going to be a huge jump. Now, I've got a 6K drone that shoots 10-bit video, and those files are definitely bigger, but I can still record to an SD card, so they're not that crazy of a difference. Okay. What's up, Fearless? Welcome to the chat. Hope you're having a good night. Let's see if I missed anybody in the chat. I missed Jim. I think that's everybody. So yeah. So the Hasselblad camera, immense detail. So inheriting the 4/3 CMOS Hasselblad camera from the Mavic 3 series. The Pro is the next step in professional creation. Supports 12-bit raw photos. So that's that's a ton of information for a photo. And a dynamic range of 12.8 stops. So even if you weren't exposed correctly and the sun completely washed out your shot, or you were focusing at the ground and the sky was completely washed out, you've got 12.8 stops to get back to where you were in Lightroom or Photoshop. So let's go through these pictures. That's a pretty cool picture. That's gorgeous. Love it. Nice. Super. So it takes really, really good pictures. So let's see what else we got. Professional video specifications. So it can shoot 5.1K at 50 frames per second. 4K at 120 frames per second. 10-bit D-Log, hyperlapse, night shots, and HLG. Did we just learn what HLG was? Not sure what HLG is. Maybe we'll find out. Let's check it out. So this is demonstrating the natural color gradations of delicate details of a full spectrum visual experience. D-Log M reduces the difficulty of color grading, allowing you to fully enjoy what's going on. So that's a beautiful video. Mavic Throw Pre Cine. All three cameras support ProRes HQ, ProRes regular, and ProRes LT encoding. It also has a built-in 1 terabyte solid state drive and a 10 gigabit per second light speed data cable to facilitate professional creation. So what that cable is, it's a data cable that you can transfer stuff to your computer. I did see, I think it was FlightPath's video today. He mentioned that you have to plug your drone into your computer. Like there's no removable SSD like the new Inspire. So that might be a little frustrating. So this is the medium camera. Here's some pretty pictures of it, or from it. Gosh, that's a cool shot. Very nice. Versatile video specifications. So 4K 60 frames per second, so you can cut the video in half and do a little slow motion. 10-bit D-Log M, which gives you that great dynamic range. HLG, recording in HLG mode retains more color information, highlight details for greater flexibility. So HLG might be kind of like HDR, where it records a lot more. And then hyperlapse, which is John Carroll had his hyperlapse on his flipped video. Those hyperlapses are ridiculous. I wonder if you can just do hyperlapse with the medium camera, or if they just kind of threw that in there. 166 millimeter telephoto. Yeah, you can just zoom in really far, which is great for these shots, but I feel like you have to be in the right place at the right time to capture this with the zoom lens. I mean, that's pretty amazing that was shot with a drone. You could just stand on the ground and take that picture, but if this koala is up in the tree, that's not a koala. Is that a koala? Yeah. If this koala was up in a tall tree, then you could fly your drone up and zoom in and get this shot. That's the only thing that I feel the zoom lens is good for. This is another example of like depth of field. Like taking this picture with your wide angle lens wouldn't look the same. The background wouldn't look the same. Oh, this is what I heard on Captain Ray's channel last night. Billy Kyle had the Mavic 3 Pro at the South Florida Drone Meetup on the second day when they went to fly at the beach. Everybody said that he was flying with that drone. So all the Florida time lapses that he posted were from this drone. So that's pretty cool. So Fearless said, I wonder if these cameras will be interchangeable someday. I think that I've been begging for that the whole time. And I really feel like DJI is only going to ever interchange Inspire drones, like the lenses on the Inspire, just replacing the whole gimbal. There was talk about Autel doing that whenever the Evo 2 came out, but and I think you can on the Autel Evo. I think it's just a couple screws, but with the DJI drone, you had to send it in, I believe, on the 2. So let's get through this. 4K 60 frames per second. Telephoto creativity unleashed. So that's pretty cool. Something else you could do is like zoomed in with active track. I wonder if you can zoom in and use focus track. I feel like there's something that you can't do. Fly longer, 43-minute flight time. So if you get the fly mode package, that's what? 129 minutes. So that's over 2 hours if you got the fly more package. You can fly for over 2 hours. So that's really good. Omnidirectional object avoidance. So let's look at this camera array. So there's 2 cameras on the bottom. One is focused and one is wide. Then you've got these 2 on the front that spread out to the left and the right. You got the same thing on the back, I believe, too. And then you've got 2 pointing straight up. So hopefully you won't hit anything. APAS 5.0. I remember when my Air had the original APAS, and I thought it was pretty good. Great video transmission, 1080, 60 frames per second. Automatic flight experience. So here's a waypoint flight. Hopefully they got waypoint figured out. I still feel like waypoints don't work the way they should. I can do a lot more on DroneLink, and even with my Parrot Anafi, I can do more than I still can do on waypoints with DJI. And I think the biggest thing that frustrates me about waypoints is it's based on altitude and not based on the ground. Cruise control is pretty cool. We had cruise control on the original Unique Typhoon H. So cruise control is pretty cool. You can point your drone in a direction and it'll just kind of fly in that direction, and then you can start pointing your camera different places. So that's pretty cool. Advanced return to home. It can fly through buildings or fly around buildings using the APAS 5.0. Intelligent creation, infinite inspiration. Okay, here we go. Here's fast track. So the Hasselblad camera and the 70 millimeter tele camera on the Mavic support focus track, which includes Active Track 5.0, Spotlight, Point of Interest. So 70 millimeter and the Hasselblad, but the 166 millimeter does not support Active Track. So you cannot zoom in on a giraffe and follow it using focus track. Okay, so there's a con. There's a stipulation. Here's master shots where it'll just kind of put together an awesome little video of you being amazing. I think with Master Shots, having several different lenses, the Master Shots might turn out really, really cool, having a close up and then a farther away. I'm burning up, y'all. We got quick shots going on. So you got the droney, the rocket, the circle, and the helix. And I don't know if you noticed it, but over the years they've done away with the was it the asteroid? I miss the asteroid. That was my favorite thing. Here's panorama. You can directly compose 100 megapixel 100 megapixel 100 megapixel lossless panoramic photo, capture more breathtaking landscapes. So I feel like you can do this with the classic, just because it takes a whole bunch of images, and it probably does it with the widest lens on the camera. And then high-speed quick transfer for moving files. Light cut. So light cut is kind of a way to automatically make videos. So one tap editing, countless templates. So choose from a variety of creative templates like dynamic tilt shift, which is something that I teach on my channel that Alex has learned from. Music effects, perfect sky creation, wireless connections. All right, the accessories. So you can get a DJI RC Pro will work with it. Oh, you can get a wide angle lens. So I don't know if you've seen it, but the whole front of the camera comes off, the whole front of the gimbal, and then you can replace it with all these modifications. So you've got ND filter sets, but you also have a wide angle lens. So that might make the lens even wider than it is, which is pretty cool for the Hasselblad camera and even the telephotos. The telephotos might just be pieces of glass. I don't know. You got a battery. Sorry. That was a dynamic pause for nothing. You got a hub. You got power adapters, stuff like that. So this is what it looks like. So you got your lights down on the bottom. You've got your two sensors. You got your back sensors that are kind of normal. On the back, you've got two pointing out and two pointing up. And then on the front, you've got two pointing forward. So with all of these sensors all over the drone, you've got, you're in good hands. This is what it looks like folded. That's it. So the next thing I wanted to show you guys was the comparison between these three drones. And I'm going to make this full screen. So as you can see on here, you've got the DJI Mavic 3 Pro, the Mavic 3, and the Mavic 3 Classic. If you click buy now, not available in my country. So I can't buy that. I don't know if that is because that's the only one that wasn't built in America, or because I know there's a lot of issues there. Or if they're discontinuing that drone. But Classic, which is the one that I will probably get, is $15.99, and these are base prices. The Mavic 3 Pro starts out at $21.99. Um, I'm trying to read y'all's chat. That's funny. So Andrew said, "Is this drone worth the money versus the last version?" That's what we're going to figure out right now, Andrew. We're going to run through the comparison between these three drones. And if you really just want a drone that takes good video, then I would go with the classic. But if you want to zoom in on wildlife or nature or buildings or peeking in people's windows or creeping on people, then maybe the zoom lens is what you need. So we're going to go through this. The takeoff weight. The classic is 895 grams. So it looks like the SSD drive on the Cines makes it a little heavier. On the takeoff weight on the Mavic 3 Pro is 958 grams. So that it's a little, I mean, that's considerable, but it still has 43 minutes flight time, so it's not that big of a deal. So John said, thanks for specifying, Jack Rabbit. I forgot your name. For real. Jack Rabbit, what was your name again? I know I met you. I want to say Doug, but that's probably wrong. Scott? Scott. Okay, Scott. I'll try not to forget that. Give me like 3 live streams and then I'll have your name down. All right. So nobody cares about the dimensions. So the max ascent speed is 8 miles per second. That can't be right. 8 millimeters per second. I don't like the metric system, but they all have the same ascent and descent speeds. They all have the same horizontal speeds, 21. Dang it. I wish there was a way to convert this to English. Where's Gary? Are you on the metric system? So max flight time, 43 minutes on the Mavic 3 Pro, 46 minutes on the other drones. So that third zoom lens has made it a lot heavier, but it's kind of interesting that the Mavic 3 Classic only has 1 camera on it, and the Mavic 3 has 2 cameras, and they weigh this, or the flight time is the same. Hovering time 37 minutes to 40 minutes. I think it's weird that you can get more flight time out of it by moving the drone than hovering it. That's interesting to me. Flight distance, 30 kilometers versus 28 kilometers. So if you go through all these specs, they all have the same, like a lot of the same specs. So really the only difference is that third camera out of all these, and the flight time because of the weight. So let's look at the cameras, because this is where all the differences come in. You've got a 4/3 CMOS sensor. So let's look at the Hasselblad camera. Same across the board. 4/3 CMOS sensor, 20 megapixels. Telelens is exactly the same. So all they did was add this medium telelens. So all the specs there are exactly the same. all of the ISO capabilities are exactly the same. Okay. Shutter speed. Obviously, you're going to have different shutter speeds because you've got 3 cameras. But as you can see, the Hasselblad's the exact same, and all the rest are different. So Gary uses metric, but kilometers per hour. So he has no reference. Max image size. So the telecamera can't take as big of pictures as the, well, I take that back. It's probably a different perspective. But the medium telelens can take way bigger images. All right, they can all shoot the same photo format. So this is what I wanted to see. Like on the Classic, it does not have any ProRes support, but it can shoot 5.1K at 50 frames per second, which is awesome. And then DCI 4K, which is real 4K. It can shoot 120 frames per second, but it's got an asterisk next to it. So recording frame rates, the corresponding video plays as slow motion video. Interesting. So it'll play a slow motion video, but you can always speed it back up. So yeah. So let's see if the tilt's changed. So on the new Pro, you can tilt the camera 5 more degrees up. Is that right? Okay, so you can 5 degrees higher up, but you can point it. You can't point it down as far. Yeah. All right. So it's got sensing, backwards, lateral, up and down. So I think we get the gist of it. So what do y'all think? Are y'all planning on getting one? After looking at all that, I don't know that I need the zoom lens part. So I will, if I got one, if I got a Mavic 3 instead of the Inspire, I would go with the Classic. And the Classic's pretty affordable. I mean, compared to the other drones. You get kind of used to spending about $1,500 on a drone nowadays. So Gary said my psychedelic cursor is wild tonight. So yeah, that's about all I have to talk about tonight. So yeah, thank you for all of the new people that showed up tonight. I really appreciate you coming and hanging out. Hopefully you'll stick around and support the other people that watch and support the channel. And but yeah, that's all there is to my presentation tonight. I might try to get a guest on next week or the week after that. But yeah, hope you all have a wonderful night. Please like, subscribe to my channel, click on the bell for notifications when I put out more videos, more live streams, I talk about drones and action cameras and regular cameras. Pretty much any camera, I talk about it. Any kind of camera, whether it's in the air or on a tripod or strapped to my chest. So y'all have a wonderful week, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. I need one more like to hit 20. Where are we at? I do need one more like. So who's going to like it? We only have 11 people in here, and they probably already liked it. Gary said I got it. All right. So, yeah, catch y'all in the next video. Catch y'all on the next video, y'all. Peace out.